Chapter 17 of The Bigger Picture. June. During that time and all my life changes, Journey was experiencing some of her own. We had already given up as president and secretary of the church because it was time to hand over to someone else. We had achieved a lot during our time there, but believe that committees need to change every few years to bring in new life and fresh ideas. We still went to the church whenever we could, but as I was living with Pat and Jeff, I didn't think it was fair to swan off out and leave them babysitting Jordan. I wasn't unhappy about not being at the church so much, but it was just the way life was changing. Junie's life was changing too. I asked her one day if she wanted to go to church on Sunday, as Pat had agreed to babysit Jordan. She said she couldn't, she was busy. "Oh," I said, "what are you up to then?" Our friendship was close enough that I could ask that. She faffed about a bit, and I knew that whatever she was up to may not be something I liked. "Right," I replied. "What are you up to?" "Oh, I'm just going out on Sunday," she told me. "Who with?" I asked. She didn't answer. I knew then that she was seeing someone else, and I couldn't understand why she wouldn't tell me. I went through a whole list of men that we both knew and who were possibilities. She kept saying no to all of them. I was getting exasperated. "Who the bloody hell is it, June? Just tell me," I said. "David," she replied, and wouldn't look at me. "What?" I was totally gobsmacked. How could I not have known? Why the hell had she kept it from me? This was major. David was a guy we had both worked with at the accountants. He was a nice bloke, but the last person on earth that I thought June would go for. He was married and had a son, and June was married with a daughter. It had all the makings of becoming very messy. "Close your mouth," she said. "It's not attractive." "Fuck attractive," I replied. "You'd better start talking, lady, and don't miss anything out." So she talked and talked and talked. It turned out that she and David found themselves working more and more together. That led to spending lunchtimes together, often going out of the office, and that eventually led to evenings spent together. She also told me that she told Dennis, her husband, that she was going out with me on evenings she was seeing David. That was a very dangerous game, because he could have asked at any time and I wouldn't have been able to cover for her. In fact, he did come round to my house one morning and asked if I was with June the night before. Of course, I covered for her. She was my best friend. During this period of our lives, we saw less and less of each other. Eventually, she told her husband and David told his wife, and they moved in together. Junie's daughter stayed with her dad and David's son stayed with his wife, but they both saw their children regularly. Eventually, divorces came through. David and June married and were exceedingly happy. She was busy with her new life and I was busy with mine. Plus the fact that once I had moved out of the area, we saw less and less of one another. I missed her. We talked on the phone, and I would sometimes go and stay with her for the weekend. She would always get us pie and mash. June's health deteriorated. Looking back, I suppose the signs had always been there. But you never really think about losing your best friend, especially at such a young age and when life was really good. I remember the morning David phoned and told me she had gone. I sat on the stairs and cried and cried. We didn't see each other as often as we used to, but I would so much miss having her in my life.